and today we will discuss a new topic, Union Executive and the President, that is coming under Constitution of India. Okay, let's start the topic. Union Executive, the President. So it is coming under Article 52 of the Indian Constitution. Okay, Article 52 Indian Constitution explains the President of India, and there shall be a President of India. The Constitution Article 52 explains the President of India. If it is come in exam, which article it is explains President of India, then we have to write there Article 52. So there shall be a President of India. Article 53 Executive Power. What is the executive power of President? As per this clause, executive power of the Union shall vest in the President and the power shall be exercised by him. Okay, here it is mentioned Article 53, President shall be exercised the executive power, and it is coming under either directly President will exercise the executive power, neither through officers subordinate to him in accordance with this constitution. So if some of the officers will subordinate to him, so that they will help in the exercise of the executive power to the President in accordance with this constitution. So here two cases, Ram Jaya Kapur AIN 1955, Supreme Court 549, and another one Jayanti Lal Amrita Sodhan versus F.N. Rana AIN 1964, Supreme Court 648. Here it explains in these two cases, executive may exercise judicial as well as legislative function in accordance with the constitution. So these two cases explains President first he will do the executive power as well as judicial and legislative function also can exercise by the President. Okay, class 2 here provides that supreme command of the defense forces of the Union shall be vested in the President. The supreme command of our defense force is President. Okay, which are to be exercised in accordance with the Constitution. So President will do the supreme command of the defense forces. Class 3 provides that Parliament cannot transfer any power which is conferred on President by the Constitution. So whatever the powers mentioned in the Constitution for President, Parliament cannot transfer any of the power which is mentioned in Constitution for the President. Election of President. Now Article 54 explains election of President. So the President shall be elected by members of an electoral college consisting of, so the President shall be elected means it is mandatory. Electoral college consisting of the elected members of both houses of Parliament. Both houses means upper houses and lower houses of the Parliament, and the elected members of the legislative assemblies of the state. Okay, both houses of Parliament and the legislative assemblies of the state, they will elect President in by an electoral college. Okay, the election process will be held in accordance with system of proportional representation and by means of single transferable vote by secret ballot. So this is the process by which President can be elected. One is system of proportional representation by means of single transferable vote and by secret ballot. Okay, this is the process, election process by which President can be elected. And now the term of office of President. Here Article 56 explains the term of office of President. How long, what is the time period President can be exercise his power. Okay, the President shall hold office for a term of 5 years. His time period is 5 years until his successor enters upon his office. If a new President is coming after 5 years, then he have to leave that office. Office of the President may fall vacant if President by writing under his hand address to the Vice President resigns his office. Okay, whenever necessary for any President, they want to resign the office, then immediately he have to write a letter to the Vice President. Okay, before leaving the office or resign the office, President have to write a letter to the Vice President. And Article 57 explains eligibility for re-election. So president can be re-elected. If a president is now exercising the power, he can be re-elected for the next time also. So Article 57 explains eligibility of our re-election. There is no power of re-election subsequent election of the person who has already held office as a president. So who has already held the office of the president, he can be again re-elected for the same position. Now qualification for election as president. What is the qualification for a president? Article 58 explains the qualification for election as president. First, he is a citizen of India. President must be a citizen of India. Has completed the age of 35 years and the age must be 35 years. Is qualified to be elected as member of the House of the People. Must not hold any office of profit. Okay, is qualified to be elected as member of the House of the People. Okay, he will be the member of the House of the People. Then only he will be elected as president. And he must not hold any office of profit. When he is elected for the president, that time he must not hold any office of profit. He will not exercise any other power in any other office. Now conditions of president's office. What is the condition for a president's office? Article 59 deals with condition of president's office. What will be his conditions? It is explained under Article 59. It provides that president shall not be a member of either House of Parliament. First of all, when he is elected for the president, that time he shall not be a member of either House of Parliament or of the House of the Legislature of any state. If he is he was a member of any state, House of the Legislature of any state, or he will be the member of any house of the Parliament, then he has to vacate that position when he is elected for president. So, if such member is elected as president, he shall be deemed to have vacated his seats from respective house. So, when he elected for the position for president, that time he has to leave or vacate that position before he was in any position or any member in the Parliament, either House of Parliament or the House of Legislature of any state. On the date on which he enters upon his office as president, the president shall not hold any office of profit. Okay, so that time he shall not hold any other office profit when he is elected for president. He will get an official residence free of rent. So after election of president will get an official residence free of rent, no rent for him. He is entitled to such emoluments, allowances and privileges as may be determined by Parliament. So he will get all the emoluments, allowances and privileges which is determined by the Parliament for president. And the emoluments and allowances cannot be diminished during his term of office. So when he is attending the office, when he is in position of the president, that time Parliament or anyone, no one can diminish his emoluments or allowances during his term of office. Now, oath or affirmation by the president. Article 60 explains oath by the president. Article 60 explains how president is attending the oath. President shall make an oath or affirmation in the prescribed form in the presence of Chief Justice of India. So, president will take the oath in the presence of Chief Justice of India. And in his absence, if the Chief Justice is not available that time, then senior most judge of the Supreme Court must be attend on that day, while President will take the oath. In this oath, President undertakes to protect and defend the Constitution and law. So what he is taking the oath that time? He will protect the Constitution and whatever the laws mentioned on that Constitution, and undertakes to devote himself to the service and well-being of the people of India. And he will take the oath that he will protect the people of India and for their well-being, for improvement. Procedure for impeachment. Impeachment means removal of the president. Article 61 explains when a president to be impeached for violation of the constitution. If the president is violating the constitution rule, then he will be vacated that office. He must be removed from the office. Motion to prefer a charge against the president for violating the constitution may be initiated in either house of the parliament. So there will be a process. The motion means there will be a process. Charge against the president for violating the constitution. So there will be charge prepared for against the president because he has violated the constitution's rules and regulations, violation the constitution. 14 days notice of the intention to move the motion should have been given. So 14, that with the period, timing period will be 14 days. Okay, 14 days will take to the to do all the process how to remove the president. The motion to prepare a charge should have support at least 1/4 of the members. So 1/4 of the members of the parliament must be support for that. The motion should be passed by a majority of not less than 2/3 of the total members of the house. So 2/3 members of the total house must be passed a majority to removal the president. The house, after due investigation, if finds the president guilty, should pass a resolution to that effect by a majority of 2/3 of the total membership of the house. So after the investigation, if they finds that president is guilty, they should pass a resolution by a majority of 2/3 of the total membership of the house, means parliament, upper house and lower house. 2/3 majority of total member, they will pass a resolution to removal of the president. That is the impeachment of president. Now, power to grant pardon. President can excuse that person. Okay, pardon. He can give the pardon or the excuse. He has that much of right, president. So it explains Article 72, power of president to grant pardon. Pardon in case of and to suspend, remit or commute sentences in certain cases. So people, if the punishment is like 10 year, 15 year, so he can remit or commute sentences. He can reduce the sentence or increase the sentence in cases. He can give also pardon to the person who are the like in a hanging position. They can, after the investigation, he can also give pardon to the person. And the power of appointment. President has the power of appointment. Article 75 explains power of appointment. So here Article 75 explains appointment of the different officers in different positions. Now, appointment of governor. President can appoint the governor. And the comptroller and auditor general. Also the comptroller and auditor general. And chairman of member of UPSC. Also the chairman of member of UPSC. That's over. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.